Welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks. I am your host, Tony G, and we're about to get started today. We're going to be talking about my point of view regarding Donald Trump, Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States of America. We, the people, have voted for Donald J. Trump. There's no reason as to why. Well, actually, there is a reason why. And I ain't gonna say there isn't any reason why. There's a lot of reason why we voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump has proven himself fit to run America, save America. And that is what he has been doing. This is not about convincing the majority of the people. The majority of the people know this. We don't care about the small minority group either. I'm talking to you, my fellow Trump MAGA supporters. Whether you're a MAGA or not, you voted for Trump. And that means that you want to make America great again. So let's go ahead and we don't have to put disclaimers. We don't have to kowtow and bow down and appease the opposition. The opposition have lost, ladies and gentlemen. The opposition has no bearing. All we know is that I'm appealing in this room, on this live, in this chat, for like-minded people like myself that support the president, which is Donald Trump. We're going to talk about some of his policies and so forth. But before I do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this. I'm going to go and make a U-turn here. This is what we call a Michigan U-turn. We have these stupid U-turns that we do, and you will only see this nonsense in Michigan. There is such thing called a Michigan U-turn, which I'm doing one right now. Instead of doing a turn at the intersection like most normal people do across the United States. But at any event, if you look to my right, you will see a red logo and the white lettering that says Tesla. And right in front, there usually are protesters out in front. Right now, there's only one woman over there that holds up a sign that says Elon, it says Musk rat and other derogatory things, in front of his Tesla dealership. You think that Elon is worried about this small protest? By all means, Americans have a right to protest. This is what makes the Constitution the Constitution. But what she's doing, she's out here protesting, she's for the establishment, right? She's for the deep state, a democratic elites. That's pretty obvious. When I looked at it, I'm going to show it to you again, ladies and gentlemen. Don't take your eyes off of the red sign. You will see her. One person, yesterday they had like 4. She got the stupid sign up and then she flips it over. Because there's something, right now it says Musk rat. There she is. Bad Doge. Bad Doge. That's what she has to say, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go around it again. One person out here protesting against Doge in front of the Tesla dealership. Let me do it again. I'm going to go back one more time. Got to make another stupid Michigan U-turn. But I want you guys to see. I mean, this is crazy. Only one person out here protesting. It's a woman, too. We got below 30-degree weather here. Flurries on and off. It's cold out here, right? I'm not saying she doesn't have the right to protest. Let's go ahead and look at it again. Oh, yeah. Welcome back, man. How are you doing, Americano? Good to see you again, man. I remember you from before. I appreciate you, Americano. Yeah. And by the way, Americano, when I do these live, this is not about convincing the small minority group. We won. They lost. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back around again. I'm going to show you guys. All right. Oh, yeah. So you're back again, huh? The other dude, All right. Let's go ahead and show you again. Now, let me show you. She's out. I'm going to tell you what she's protesting. Because with Elon, right? Doge, right? So in front of the Tesla dealership, now yesterday, I think they had about 4 or 6 people yesterday. right now, propetist, yeah, they have like one person. There's a woman out here holding the sign. Now she has the right to protest. This is America. This is part of they have she has the right to protest and do all this stuff. First Amendment rights. They have the right to do this stuff. So I'm gonna show you again, though. It's just one person today, which I'm pretty surprised. There's only one person. See, I'm gonna put the camera over here. There she is again. See, just one person in front of the Tesla dealership. Then she has Muskrat, and on the other side it says Bad Doge. Now I'm gonna tell you why she's protesting against Tesla or Elon in this case. The reason that she's protesting is simply this: because she read the propaganda news. She heard from CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS that Doge is a bad thing. It's a bad institution. It has cut off all these welfare stuff and all the rest of this stuff. All the stuff that the left has been lying on, she believes that. Now, here's the facts. Elon never took not one dime ever since Doge has been created. He haven't taken 1 cent at all from the American people. Elon is doing this totally on his own, right? So, and already he have already shown the American people, taxpayers, that hey, these people on the left, especially the Uniparty, mostly on the left, have been ripping off the American people, right? Americano says nobody likes the new guy making them look obviously like morons. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Well, excuse me. Americano, I will say this. Let me see it, with the Doge and everything, you are right about that. It's the Democratic elites that you're talking about, because these guys are really the ones, they make themselves look foolish and bad. Elon is just saying, hey, I got the spotlight right on center stage, letting you guys all see who's been stealing the American taxpayers' dollar with these slush funds and all this other nonsense. They want to sit up here and think that the NGO programs are valid and legit. That's a farce. That's funny. That's comical. The Democrats are destroying their own party. They want to sit up here and make it like, oh, big bad Elon. Elon never took a pay cut at all. He doesn't need one. Self-made millionaire, a success story, and one of the smartest men in it. But you can't even argue. You can't be a Democrat Americano and argue against this stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's why when they get in this room, I don't answer the questions on these lunatic left meltdown imbeciles. I don't do it because it's disingenuous anyway. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when they minions come in this room, here's the thing: the minions come into this room or any of these other spaces, they always ask questions all the time. It's not questions for understanding. It's questions to see if they can get a "I got you" moment. They don't. That's what I'm saying. It's a waste of time anyway. Our party won. They party lost. And right now, the Democratic Party is on life support right now, whether they want to accept it or not. The majority of the American people, Americano, does not rock with what they're trying to sell the Americans. Americano says, I work for the government, and okay, and the last thing they want you to do is save money. If they need more money or more meat, okay, more of it, let me see, it means they matter more. Okay, right in their eyes. Yeah, exactly, right. I see what you're saying though, but we know before Doge, this is why, you know what? Government spending is one of the number one things. Look at the government spending, right? Government spending. This is way out of control. Big government, big, huge government, right? And we never, in the Constitution, The founding fathers never meant for America to be ran the way that it is. We would get a big fat F if they were still around. A government was made to be small, not big, and we weren't made to be paying taxes. We weren't we weren't even supposed to have taxes. They passed that not through the Congress. They passed it in the dead of night in secrecy. This is why we have the Federal Reserve and the IRS. And these institutions are totally unconstitutional. But the people that are waking up now and finding out, they said, well, what did they do over 250 years ago? How did the Americans make it? Well, the Americans made it off of tariffs because tariffs been around as far as 1870. These are when tariffs been around up until 1913, when there's a thing called a central bank occurred. The central bank, which is the Federal Reserve. And I keep talking about this because this is exactly what it is. This is why you notice on the left, the elites, they're champion because they're anti-government. They want the central bank to remain. They want secrecy, right? They want to keep stealing money from the taxpayers to fund their own lifestyle. And it's sad to see this woman here. It's obvious that woman that was standing out that I showed y'all earlier in front of Tesla protesting against DOGE. This woman here wasn't no rich woman, no Democrat elite. She was just a regular, absent-minded, or probably delusional ass Democrat, liberal ass woman that's broke like a lot of us, right? But she's out here holding up a sign protesting against Elon Musk and DOGE because what the Democrat Party have taught her and told her how wicked and how evil DOGE is, Department of Government Efficiency. They told these lies to her. And that's why she's out there with the sign right now. They should be paying her. You think the Dems are going to pay her for being out there? No. She's doing this on her own accords. She's out here doing it all by herself. Ain't nobody else standing out there. Yesterday was 4 people. Today it's only 1 person. Right? Not elite crazy, just regular crazy. Yeah, she's just a regular crazy person. She's not even an elite. She don't benefit when they were going in the slush fund, the USIDA. They weren't. How's she benefiting? Many of their constituents never benefited from it. They didn't benefit from it, but they know how to protect. They think they're protected. They think they're being a vanguard against the Democratic elite party. But the Democrats are on life support. Have she looked at the news? They have a very low approval rating in America. Americans are not rocking with their fake, phony propaganda news no more. It's stuff is not working because if it was, they would have won the election. Yeah, they would have won the election, Americano. They would have won the election. But in this particular case, the Democrats are on life support. And then they can sit up in here. It's what's so funny about this thing, Americano, is that they have these silly chants, like they're making a difference. These Democrat elites that stand out in front of DOGE and these government agencies. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? I mean, this is crazy, man. I may as well mix this to a rap song, man, like a musical. And then what's the other one? We shall win. We shall win. I mean, the chants are weak. It's corny. It's comical, man. That's why when they come in this room, I be laughing most of the time. I don't take the opposition seriously. Are you kidding me? That is the best chant. They don't have nothing to stand on. No principle, no common sense. They're for open borders. They're for big government. They're anti-American, anti-Constitution, right? They believe in having all kind of freaks, misfits, and weirdos, spooks and kooks in the military. This is the type of mentality and behavior patterns and a mindset that this is what they believe in. And this is why the majority of American people in this country don't take them seriously. I don't take them seriously at all. I never did. And it's hard to be a Democrat and defend against this stuff, right? This is crazy. But at this, I'm gonna get on the Trump thing in a minute as to my personal point of view on Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and mention that right in a very soon. But I showed you guys earlier over there at that Tesla dealership. One person over there protested. One woman over there protested at that Tesla dealership. Yesterday it was like 4. And I wish I would have did the live yesterday to show you guys, you know. So they've been over here protesting a few people, you know, against DOGE, you know, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about right now. I'm gonna bring up all the failed policies of the Democratic Party and why they're losing. You know what I'm saying? Big time. They're on life support and they're still gonna run this down. They're gonna die on this hill for what they believe is right. And really it's not, and what they really want is to have access to the slush fund that they've been ripping the American people off. They're mad as hell that the USAID, they don't have access to it no more, right? And then we're going to see a lot of these criminal ass judges get impeached out of here as well too, because they're part of the wicked system, which is everybody see the deep state right now. Look at what's going on in New York with the Epstein stuff. We're going to talk about that too, because look what's going on over there, right? Pam Bondi gave them orders to have that information on her desk Friday morning, 8 a.m. Did you think that they had it on her desk at Friday morning, 8 a.m.? No, they did not. So what does Pam Bondi and Cash Patel going to have to do? They're going to have to go up there in New York, and they're going to have to really, man, because I want to see accountability, and I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be accountability on that Epstein list. There's tapes. There's the whole caboodle, you know, the kit and caboodle. And it's about time, because American people, we are demanding it. We are demanding transparency in this country like never before. We want transparency, right? We haven't had transparency in a very long time. And we need transparency, and we shall get transparency. Because look at what the Dems have been doing. They've been wanting to block transparency. They want to have access to that slush fund, like I said before, enriching a elaborate lifestyle and things like this. Trump have cut all that off, even went after their benefits as well. These politicians got to pay for their own benefits, their housing and everything. They got to pay for it. Trump is cutting everything. He said he was going after everything. Those can see everything, where all the money is going. Of course, they mad at Elon Musk. Elon Musk ain't even getting the salary for doing this type of stuff. He's doing it for free. He don't need the money. Trump don't need the money. Trump don't need the money. But look at the politicians. They need the money. They all enriched themselves. Look at the Democrats, right? The average of them are millionaires. And the people in their party that so far bleeding heart liberals won't or dare not ask the question, well, the question should be, instead of asking questions about Trump, how is it that your party of politicians have enriched themselves into millionaires? This is what you got to ask. How does that happen off of $100,000 to $200,000 salary? How do they enrich themselves? We know why, because they steal money out of the taxpayers, out of that slush fund. That's how they enrich themselves. We have been financing American destruction, ladies and gentlemen. This is actual fact. We have been financing it. We are the ones that have been financing the destruction of America. And we didn't know it because, again, the Uniparty, along with the Dems, right? They don't want transparency. They stand against the Constitution, as you heard me mention before. So let's go and move on. We're going to be talking about Epstein stuff, right? You saw the binders, the whole deal and all this stuff. And what I truly believe is that they just threw this out here as a bait to see if who's going to, you know how you set a trap, right? You got to put bait out to catch a rat, right? And I believe that this binder thing, the first phase and all this, I believe that this was something to lure them out, right? Because In order to catch more people of deep state operatives, you got to give them bait. And when you give them bait, they're going to come out, right? And I believe this is what they've been doing, is setting them up. I believe Pam Bondi has been setting them up, made to look incompetent, but no, I believe this is a setup. And so far, so good. We're going to see as it unfolds more between today and tomorrow, especially tomorrow. I do believe they are going to New York, to that lawyer office out there in New York and things like that. And yeah, this is going to be interesting though. Flight logs, right? The client list, right? Tapes that was it Jeffrey Epstein with all type of people, from politicians, celebrities. A lot of people are compromised, ladies and gentlemen. And this makes sense as to why Hollywood is screaming how they don't like Trump. Robert De Niro, right? Alec Baldwin, and all the rest of these people. This is one of the main reasons as to why. I think it has a lot to do with them being compromised. You know, Americano says when you don't have God, you worship money. Yeah. For the love of money is the root of all evil. That's what it says in the scripture, right? For the love of money is the root of all evil. You know, so, and there it is. You just said it though, Americano, because you have people that have enriched themselves. You know, money is great when earned. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you know, these politicians in the Uniparty, they were put there because we voted them in there for the most part of it. These are public officials, right? To serve. They are the stewards, right? To serve the American people. But what they've been doing, like you said so eloquently, well, they've been over here serving themselves. This is the thing about it, you know? They serve themselves so well that they've been having these old freak parties. Because you may as well call the Epstein thing a freak off as well. It's a freak off with children on that island, on Lolita Island, on going on Lolita jet, going to that island. That's exactly what it is. That's what it's called. Now it's funny that we're talking about this. That's why I say it's hard to be a Democrat elite trying to defend against the stuff that I'm bringing up. This is not an accusation. This is stuff that they caught them on red-handed, and they don't have a defense for it other than say big bad Elon, President Elon, all this other kind of stuff. You know, he has access to everything now. Elon Musk has access to everything through DOGE. He cracked the code because he's one of the smartest men on the planet. You know, he's our modern day Tony Stark. He really is. Robert Downey Jr., that's who that guy is, if we really want to look at it for real, for real. Smartest man on the planet, one of the richest men on the planet. And he's doing this for free. He's not taking money from the taxpayers, but who has been taking money from the taxpayers? These politicians, as I mentioned before. That's why they're against Epstein and the Epstein files and all the rest of this stuff. It makes a lot of sense when you think about it. They don't have a defense for this stuff, right? The Democrat numbers have been dwindling, and that's why you're seeing people talking about, I'm a moderate liberal, but they still want to defend the Democratic Party, which makes no sense. Because I've talked to moderates before. I got moderates that follow me in this room, you know. But you know, when you're truly a moderate, because moderates understand this, which I respect moderates, because they don't worship parties. But when you worship a party, regardless of what they do, that's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, Sky King again says Trump or Elon. Trump or Elon. Is that LOL? They're hold on for a minute. I gotta get my glasses. Let me go and pull over so I can make this right for safety reasons. Give me a minute and I'll read your comment. Give me one moment. But as up until I park, let me get back on my commentaries first. Hold on for a minute. So the thing about it is simply this, though, you know, Trump and Elon have already proven themselves, man, already. First of all, they're not even taking the taxpayers' money. How sweet. How you can't get no better than that. They're not even taking taxpayers' money. But they have been exposing the corruption in our government for a very long time. And there's no sense in moving the needle. We may as well stay on for what it really is about. That's why DOGE was created in the first place, to show the American people where our tax-paying, hard-earned money has been going. It has been enriching these elites, these Democrat and Hollywood elites, and been financing their lifestyle. It makes a lot of sense because when you can talk about political warriors and all these other liberal rags that nobody really subscribed to, nobody really subscribed to that garbage, but they stick around just shooting out propaganda. They don't, they don't give the real news. They give propaganda. I grew up in a time when we had real journalists like Walter Cronkite. We had real journalists. We didn't have this crap where they just do what they call spin news and fake news. Trump coined the phrase fake news. Look at it right now. When Trump said that in 2016, people were laughing at him. They didn't think. Now we're in 2025. He has like over 77 plus. Let me go find a parking and I'm going to read your comment. You have 77 plus million people, right, that voted for this guy, right? Trump. Because if the Democrats had it so right, then they should have won the election. They didn't win the election, right? And we know why. Because if you want to sit up here and have these old bullshit chants, which side are we on? Which side are we on? Tell me, which side are you on? This is the type of stuff that won't win an election. We shall win in front of DOGE. We shall win. Or USAID, that is not going to win the people. You guys are exposed. Talking about the Democratic elites. They are exposed tremendously. They don't have a bearing or a rock or anything to stand on. They just falling down left and right. Let me see what you were saying. Trump or Elon, LOL. Excuse me. That bitch is about both constantly. Okay, let me see here. Hold on for a minute. I got to find a parking spot. Into this here. Boy, everybody out today on a Sunday. As to be expected. All right, let's take a look at it here. Still trying to find parking, man. Sunday. This is a cold Sunday morning in Michigan. Let me tell you guys, man. The lakes is jumping. We got the lake effect for real, for real. It feels colder. It feels like it's in the teens, man. But yeah, I'm gonna go and try to find a spot. But yeah, and then that way you guys can chime in what you think, whether you're for Trump or against Trump. The thing about it is simply this: we're just talking regular common sense, not a hatred. Because I notice when I have had people in the room, they usually come from a place of hatred. When you hate someone, that means you don't want to hear anything that they got to say. And then you have party loyalists. Now, I came up in the black community, right? I grew up in the black community, and the majority of black folks are party loyal to the left, regardless of what. This is a problem. It should never, one thing, like I said before, when you're a moderate, it makes some more sense because they're going to look at the policies and they're going to decide for themselves which policy is better. But unfortunately, not just with blacks, but you also have liberals as well too. They will vote Democrat regardless of what it is because they think excuse me, they don't think in the term of the betterment for the whole country. It's about what they're getting personally, whether it's WIC, government aid, Title IX, and all these other type of things, DEI, all this other kind of stuff. These are things that they feel like they should be loyal to. And that is not the way that you should be loyal to no party. Because if the rest of the country is suffering, let me pull over right here, found a spot. If the rest of the country, ladies and gentlemen, is suffering, then what is the benefit? We're talking about the whole country. Have you looked around and seen, right? We are over 52% inflation right now. This is under Joe Biden. Joe Biden created this Bidenomics. That's why I don't understand that woman standing out dealership protesting, talking about bad Doge. Does anybody really know what Doge really does? And I have to ask this question because to me it's pretty obvious from day one. Day one, the Department of Government Efficiency, right? All for transparency to save America. You can't save America when you got big bloated government that's spending money up the wazoo. They're the ones that's benefiting from it. If I was a Democrat, I would be mad as hell. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not even a Democrat because the elites are the ones that's been over here spending all the money. It's hard for me to move on to another topic because this is the major reason as to why we in this situation in the first place. Americano says, listening and starting the fire for smoked chicken and pork roast. Yeah, yeah. Listening and starting the fire, right? For smoked chicken and pork roast. Don't sound too bad to be really honest with you, though. And I'm a foodie, though, too. Americano, you're making me hungry right about now, man. You know? Yeah. But yeah, and that's the thing about it, man. We have to look at this thing for what it really is, you know? You know? Now here it is. Sky King Gaming says, Trump or Elon, LOL. They bitch about both consistently. Yeah. Yeah, they do. Sky King Gaming. Sorry about that. I finally found a parking spot. Yeah, they do bitch, man. These people bitch about it, and anybody else can chime in on the comments. I will read them. Whether if I agree or disagree, that's fine. You know, that's what makes America so great. We don't have to be all on the same page, but certain things should be common sense. It really should. Vashenkel says, do you believe tariffs are the answer? In most cases, I do. Let me explain the reason why. Tariffs in America have been used all the way back to 1870 because I don't know if you were in America, but I give you a little history real quick. Um, there was a time in America where Americans were not paying taxes. Taxes in the Constitution was unlawful 250 years ago. There was no such thing as what we call taxes today. And how was that possible? That's the question you're asking. If the American people did not pay taxes 250 years ago, well, how did they survive? They survived off of tariffs, right? So countries outside of the United States that want to bring their goods into America, they have to pay the tariff tax. And the tariffs were coming in, and America was also producing, not how it is right now, where the Dems have turned America into a service industry. We were a producing manufacturing industry. You got to keep in mind, America was one of the top leading manufacturing countries in the world. We were producing everything. That's why when I used back in the days, I remember seeing the sticker that says "Made in America." Now things says "Made in China," right? We were putting out better products than any other country in the world. And that was all possible here in America. To make a long story short, we have the best oil here in the world as well, right here. We have the best oil here, best refineries here as well. We have our own lumber here as well in America. Trump just signed an executive order recently um, stating that he's going to have access to these wooded areas, in so many words, where we're going to be officially producing with timber again, our lumber here in excuse me, here in America, which means that we don't need Canada for its lumber. You know, we don't need Canada for the automotive thing because America, in fact, Detroit is going to start producing cars, automaker back here in Detroit again. So American companies are leaving Mexico to come back over here in Canada. I mean, come back over here in America because if the tariffs, American companies gonna be hit with a tariff. So they're gonna, I mean, not forced, but they don't want to pay the tariffs, and they like what Trump is getting rid of all these regulations, right? We have a lot of regulations. This is what drove the American companies out of America due to regulations. So now that Trump is shrinking government, getting rid of all these regulatory foolish laws that was set up in the beginning to bankrupt and destroy America, Trump has actually been saving America. And this is what works. This is what always worked. So therefore, when we start looking at how the system originally was set up, as exactly what I'm telling you, we have presidents like Andrew Jackson, McKinley. We have a lot of presidents, Abraham Lincoln. A lot of these presidents, whether some of them were assassinated, but they understood that, understood then that tariffs was always a way. And also tariffs can be used for negotiating purposes as well too. Because to get other countries to comply, because Trump understands this. Let me go further. This is a very good question. No problem, Americano. This is a very good question that Shinkel said or asked me about the tariffs. Do I believe in them? Absolutely. And here's another point. Trump understands this. Now let's talk about the Trump stuff. Trump understands this, right? He understands that all the countries in the world right now, America is in a very great advantage right now because a lot of these nations owe America right now because a lot of these countries in the world rely on America. See, the way that the system was set up before was unfair. Not only that we were paying tariffs in countries like India, India was hitting us up 100% tariffs. We didn't charge India nowhere near nothing as what India was charging us. That's why Trump said reciprocal tariffs, which he wanted fair for everyone, right? This is where it should be. Common sense once again, right? If anybody know, India it's very hard to do business in India. And with the tariffs in India that are so high, it makes a lot of companies nearly impossible to want to do business in India. But right now, they're going to charge us 100% tariffs. We charge India 100% of tariffs. Right now, you saw the prime minister in India was over here in America talking with Trump to hash out a negotiated deal. Now the deal has been hashed out. They were able to work through a collaborative agreement with each other. You know what I'm saying? Where it works out. But some of these other countries, though, that don't want to work out, like Trump. Remember back when he got sworn in, and he was going to hit Canada and Mexico, and so forth, in China with the tariffs. He gave them almost 30 days to comply, right? He said that you guys got to take care of your fentanyl issue because we have a lot of fentanyl coming over the border. Hundreds of thousands of Americans are dying, right? They're dying in America because of fentanyl. He said, you guys got to stop the fentanyl crisis entering in America. This is exactly what Trump said. So when Trump, he just said, hey, you guys got to clean up. If you don't, now this is where the tariff negotiating, because it can be used as negotiating things to answer your question. So if you don't do this, then you'll be subject to pay a 25% tariff tax, right? And if that's the case, that's going to hurt Canada big time. And it's going to hurt Mexico. Mexico, what they did, they rounded up 29 cartel leaders and brought them over here to America. See, Mexico is compliant because Mexico, the president, Claudia Sheinbaum or whatever, the Mexican president over there in Mexico, Claudia is not a dummy. Claudia know that they absolutely need America. They need America or Mexico go bye-bye. So she's complied, gave us those cartel leaders, right, back over here to America. Now, Canada has not complied yet. Canada is still trying to play hardball because they think that because lumber that they were sending us and then they were charging us every time we try to do business and send stuff over there in Canada. I appreciate you hitting the like button, Americano. Yeah, I mean, or telling other people to hit the like button. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, so this is exactly what it is. And everybody else, please hit the like button if you like what I have to say or not. But if you can hit the like button, that will help in the algorithms as well too. I'm just saying because it was a question that was asked. Do I believe in the tariffs? And I'm just kind of explain or replying to Ben Shiko. So Van Schiekel, that's how it is in so many words. Trump realized that the world owes America right now because they've been skating by a long time. Look at we've been funding them. We've been taking care of countries as much as Canada. This is another thing because we know that most Canadians are broke over there in Canada. They really are. They're not. A lot of Canadians are not rich. They're broke. I had a video where a Canadian, one of my friends sent me a video, and I watched it. And I said she made some very good points as to why a lot of them are broke over there. The taxes are so high in Canada, and do you think that you think they could survive a 25% tariff tax on top of it? Because what they're going to try to do, pass it amongst their people? I mean, people in Canada are going to be jacked up. They already have high PST, GST, HST. This stuff is very, very expensive. You know, it's not cheap to live in Canada right about now. You know what I'm saying? So, in other words, man, so that's what we're talking about for us with the tariffs. Trump knows what he's doing, ladies and gentlemen, regards to this, because he knows the American history when it comes down to tariffs. You know, that's why Trump uh, destroyed Michael Bloomberg in an economical debate about that. Trump destroyed him. That was like last year, but I'm sure you guys can find that video and you can watch it for yourself. But in a nutshell, this is how Trump is using tariffs because he's creating a parallel economy to counteract the fiat currency economy that we're on right now. We're in the process of moving away from that. And I do believe we're going to go back on the gold standard. That's why he coined the phrase that we're stepping into the golden age for that reason. This is why you hear more about Fort Knox now than we ever had before. How he wants to audit that as well. We want to go into Fort Knox. Anybody is welcome to go along and take a look. And we not only that we're going to break them seals, but we're going to need to test the bars if they are in there. I believe the gold is in there, and the gold bars need to be tested for its authenticity to make sure that they are real and things like that, because you ain't never heard a president or anybody talk about Fort Knox ever. So I think if you ask me, with Trump policies, we are going on the right path right now. 77 plus million Americans think so as well too. We tried it with the Democrat way. They've been bankrupting this country, ladies and gentlemen. They have been destroying this country, turning America. They tried to into a third world. That's why they had open borders over here as well too, for a lot of reasons. You know, this was made for a long time. But with Trump's policies, this is the countermeasure because we already had an insurgency in this country, right? Now that this is the countermeasure to that, bringing back normacy, bringing back dignity and respect and wholesome and goodness again, which we definitely needed, because we were in a bad place before. Now we are looking good again. America will no longer be the doormat to the world anymore, So the Europeans owe us, and this is why they're going to be subject to pay tariffs. They could be as low as 10%. They could be lower than that. They could be more than that. It just depends on how well that these other countries are willing to work with America. Because right now, Trump know that we have the leverage. They don't. Canada does not have the leverage. We do. Mexico does not have the leverage. We do. Germany, France, UK, you name the European country, they do not have the leverage. We do. You look in Middle East, Africa, who has the leverage? We do or they do? We have the leverage, right? And this is why Trump is flexing his muscle, American muscle, with the tariffs. And so far, it's been working because he got 29 cartel leaders to be released from Mexico over here to America, the ones that have been causing this problem, right? So you guys are seeing in real time under Trump's policies, and my take on it, you guys are seeing this type of stuff. You ain't never seen a president before move this way. Trump has been moving lightning speed. Every time he implement a policy or executive order, the low down liberal left extension of the so-called media propaganda machine can't even keep up. You know what I'm saying? Trump is doing an excellent job with it so far for what he had to work with. We were coming out of this Bidenomics thing with overpriced. He's single-handedly destroyed the money. And then what about 350 billion dollars sent to Ukraine? You guys watched that interview thing with Zelensky? That was a joke. Who shows up without a suit on and everything? It was terrible, man. Zelensky, man, that's terrible. And I love the fact that I love the fact of seeing JD Vance there. He handled himself very well. Trump handled himself very well, and the world had a chance to see Zelensky as a criminal, right? They just see this guy. He wants the war so he can keep getting paid, and they always have used Russia as the precipice. Russia have always been their scapegoat. Russia have never been an enemy of America. If you remember way back in World War II, Russia was one of our allies. Russia was there, right? So these left these leftist elites that fabricated this whole Russia thing because they want this is how the military industrial complex they need a boogeyman, they need somebody big and bad enough so they can keep getting funded. They keep pressing Russia, keep pushing Russia to make them respond, make them look like a bad guy. But really, we don't have no problems with Vladimir Putin. What goes on over there in Russia and Ukraine, that should have never been a war. Had Trump would have been in office, it would have never been a war. Biden and them and his administration was pushing for the war along with the military industrial complex. You keep pushing for the war so they can keep getting funded, right? This is what it's all about. It's about the funding until it got cut off and shut off right now. The sprinkler is turned off, right? And that's what they're mad about. That's what they're outraged about, right? And then they want to sit up here and call this guy a dictator, a Hitler, a racist, you know what I'm saying? Which is absolutely ridiculous. You know, you got people that are very, very smart, very, very intelligent, and that's not going falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Sorry, it hasn't worked. The Democrat elites haven't had the people on their side in over 4 years. They watched the decline ever since Biden snuck his behind and stole that election. The Dems have been falling, 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 falling. They're on life support right now, and they won't win in 2028. And they still talking the same ish that they were talking 4 years ago. It's ridiculous. They will die on that hill, though. That's a promise on that. They have no leadership. They discombobulated, and then all they can do is do these silly chants, which side that we're on, and we shall win. They do these silly, corny chants as if that's going to do something with a minority group of people standing out in front of the government agencies. And they're only doing this because they want access to the taxpayers' money. They don't care about you or me. They don't give a damn about you. Think Nancy Pelosi and them, these are rich millionaires. You know what I'm saying? These are rich millionaires that have stolen taxpayers' money to enrich their fabulous, lavish lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? They live in gated communities. You know, you will never be able to live in the communities that they live in. How is that possible? You know, and they didn't want to sit up in here and justify means no at all. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it is. Whether you agree or disagree. If you disagree, that's cool. But you have to give an excuse and a reason. How does these politicians become millionaires? When you this is the question right here, you know. Um, Alpha Putra says, "Hello, bro. Always be healthy and careful. I'm from Indonesia. Oh, that's pretty nice. Indonesia. Yeah, I definitely know where Indonesia is. Sits next to Malaysia and Singapore, what they consider the center of Asia. Yep, yep, exactly. Yep. I got to get into your food one of these days, man. I do like the curry every now and then, and some of the spicy foods and noodles and everything that you guys are known for over there in Indonesia, you know. But yeah, man, good to have you. Welcome on. Welcome listening to some random guy speaks and things. I was just sharing my viewpoints on Trump and his policies and stuff like that. So the parallel economy, let me get back to that with what Trump is doing right now. So he's going to set it up where America is going to be strong enough to be able to challenge the central bank, which is our Federal Reserve. This is an unconstitutional organization. It's not government at all. You know, Alpha Putra says, thanks, bro. Very, very humble. And I'm humble to you as well. Thank you for listening. So yeah, so that's the thing about it. Trump is in the process of building America back up. What else he said he was going to do? He got Apple. I believe it's $500 billion investment back here in America. Apple had to do it because guess what? They were shop was set up in China. If they would have remained in China, you already know. Trump said to China, since they didn't comply, right, to what Trump asked them to stop doing, sending that fentanyl over here, right? So you know what Trump did? Trump said, I'm gonna put an additional 10%. He just did it. Another 10% on top of what was China getting. Now, I'm not for sure where the tariffs are on China already, but I do know this. He's put an additional 10% on top of China. He's squeezing China right now because Trump understands that China relies on the American economy in order for them to survive. And if you kill the golden goose, is what China is really doing to themselves because he told China to stop control your fentanyl crisis. And they shouldn't be coming over here. We're still getting fentanyl coming over into our borders. And we know it's coming from China because they have all the intel that says it's coming from China. Just like with Mexico, just like with Canada. Trump have already gave them the orders. If you don't do this, I'm gonna hit you with the tariffs. He hit China with an additional 10%. Do you think that China is gonna buckle or can they stand the rain? Right? Can they stand the rain? Because that's going to hurt China. 10% extra is going to hurt China. I believe it's going to hurt China far more than it's going to hurt us. Going back on the Trump economy thing. So Trump has the oil, drill baby drill, right? We got coal over here, just like China producing coal as well. America, excuse me. America right now, ladies and gentlemen, is becoming to be energy efficient. And also with the lumber, there's going to be jobs. Apple have invested $500 billion. You got the Saudi Prince, $600 billion. You also have Stargate, which is what's that? Oracle, SoftBank, and OpenAI, right? That make up Stargate, right? So they put up $500 billion. So we got a lot of investment of money coming into America. Then Trump created what they call the gold card. And this is for rich billionaires. If a billionaire that's an innovator and a businessman that have businesses or want to create a business in America, he can purchase that gold card from Trump that will automatically give that person citizenship into America. And when they come over here, they can set up a business, hire Americans. It's a beautiful thing, man. All this going on right now in America under the Trump policies. We're seeing this logically as I'm mentioning this stuff because I try to stay current. I can't keep up with everything with Trump. He officially named English as the official language in America. So he said that people that come over here, you must learn English. This is a requirement. There will be no other provisions for you to be able to, have these translated. You have to learn English. You have to know English because English is the official language of America. We never had a president that officially has done this. What is the official language in these other countries? You know, isn't Japanese the official language? Isn't Mandarin Chinese the official language in China is Mandarin? So when you come to America, the official language in America is English, you know? So there will be no more provisions on all these other type of stuff. You have to get on board, you know? But at any event, so we're seeing Trump's policies working for America, not against America. He's been trimming the fat, getting rid of these bloated organizations and these NGOs that is nothing but fraud and scamming. Dole showed us this. They can't hide from this, but they can. All they know how to do is spin a narrative. But he said, Elon said, probably about 2 or 3 years. I believe he can probably do it in two. That he could shrink it down, shrink this government down to about 80% gone, where it's like 20%. Because this is what the founder and founders, as I said earlier, they never intended to have a large, huge government. It was only designed to be a small government, and the government officials work on the behalf of the people, not this slush fund stuff and the freak parties and lavish trips and all. It wasn't meant to do that. I believe he may be getting rid of the ATF and all these other agent stuff that's been created because, again, and you got to, in order to have small government, you can't have all these government agencies and bloated in the bloated. You got to cut the bloating off, and that's what he's doing. He's doing it on every government level. He's doing exactly because the American people gave him a mandate, gave Donald Trump a mandate, right? We all did that voted for him. We gave Trump a mandate. Trump has been adhering to the mandate, keeping his promise as like before in 2016. He kept his promise, doing what needed to be done. And now that Trump is winning, because when we win, Trump wins. Trump has the majority of the people on his side. The elite Democrats don't. And that's why they are panicked out like never before. And Trump has been kicking the teeth out of them ever since he got sworn in. And he's just hitting them with everything, hitting them with the left, hitting them with the right. They're so discombobulated, no leadership whatsoever. The Democrats, like I said before, are on life support. They have no policy. And when you can have these old cheap, corny chants, you know your party is finished. Because we will win. That's not gonna get it. That's silly. I just love looking at those clowns make a fool out of themselves. Really, you know, that's why they can't. It's hard to be a Democrat, especially an elite, and try to defend against this type of stuff because the spin news is not working. I believe The View is going to be canceled very soon. Elon hit Poopy Goldberg with a with a defamation suit as well. I think his is 80 million, and then Joyless Bayhart, she got hit with 50 million by Caroline Levitt. So they're so stupid, and they thought that they could continue insulting these people. These people have means to go after them on defamation of character. And that's exactly what they've been doing. They've been doing everything right, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, so that's exactly what it is. And things. You can't go after somebody's child, little X, and and that's what Poopy Goldberg did. She went after little X. You know, I was always taught that you don't talk about people's children, their family, until you leave them out of it. You could have went after Elon. You had to go after his child. That was a low blow, even for Poopy Goldberg. But once again, it's not surprising. Their show is on life support. They got lawsuits and big issues right now. ABC is going to be forced to have to disconnect from Poopy Goldberg, just like they did with Joyless Behar. Joyless Reed got canned as well too, and things like that. Just look around. Lester, what's his name? Holton or whatever. Holton or whatever. He got canned, or actually moved to another show. I think it's Nightline, one of them. You know what I'm saying? So we're starting to see this propaganda machine is being taken down one step at a time. Because it's not news anyway. It's not journalism. You got to go here and hear nothing but the left all the time. I want to hear real news. This is why Truth Social X is so. That's just why everybody should be on instead of, because most people don't even watch legacy news media unless if you're a senior citizen, which I understand because they're challenged with technology. But other than that, I get my news sources from other places, you know, more credible news, stuff that the mainstream news had every opportunity to do. But no, they're just nothing more than an extension of the Democratic Party. And this is why we are in this situation right now that Trump and the Patriots, which are the American people that voted for Trump, and we're seeing a lot of get back right now. He's turning America around. We defeated DEI, critical race theory, transgenders type crap stuff. That stuff doesn't exist in America no more. UK is going to be dealing with big time censorship, just like in Germany. It's really bad in those countries. It's bad in Canada. It's bad in the Western world. They dealing with all that nonsense. Until the people stand up to their government and demand better, they're going to go worse and worse and worse. You know, the gun laws over there in those countries are very, very strict. And that's why I say it's not freedom. We have a thing called Constitution where we have rights. They have privileges. There is a difference. Canada has privileges where they government tell them what to do, right? They never revolted against the king over there in the UK. We did 1776. We don't listen to no king or no ruler over here in America, you know? You know what I'm saying? We don't have a ruler. We elect presidents. We have a republic, a democracy, a republic democracy is what we have here in America. This is what we voted for by the American people, not by the government. We supposed to tell the government what to do. Government don't tell us what to do. We tell the government what to do. And that's what makes America America. Until you understand what freedom is like, I don't know what part of the country some of you guys are in, but you know that you do not have a constitution, first and foremost, which means that your government give you privileges. But I can pretty much guarantee that you don't have freedom of speech. We do over here in America. This is why people could say they can call President Trump out of his name without no recourse. But you call your president or your prime minister out of his name, there will be recourse. That's not freedom, ladies and gentlemen. So that we know the difference. This is what makes America very attractive. Can y'all imagine Trump is in the process of getting rid of the taxation here in America as well with no IRS, you know, because we were never meant to be set up paying taxes in the first place. You see what I'm saying? It was never meant to be this way. We're supposed to be basically without paying all these taxes because we were designed to be running on tariffs. President Trump have showed Americans that his policy will work and is going to work. And people are slowly or surely are getting on board with it. Getting on board with it. Other than the Democratic elites, they want the Americans to continuously pay taxes. See, the Democratic elites want secrecy. They don't like transparency. And they want Doge to go away. They say Doge is evil. Elon Musk is evil, right? They don't like the Constitution. I'm talking about the Democratic elites. They hate freedom of speech. Like I said earlier, these are the problems with the Democratic elites and the deep state that pull their chain. See? So this is why we are in the process of overturning what they have done in this country. We just want to make other Americans be aware, right, as to how America is supposed to be ran versus under a tyranny or under a tyrant. And that's what we had before. These uniparty, low down, they just been enriching themselves, stealing money from the taxpayers, and they just have this entitlement. You know, when you see them on TV, because many of these people you would never really truly meet. And I don't want to meet them though, you know. You got Nancy Pelosi, Adam Shifty Schiff, for some of you guys that's in America, you may know these people because they're front page and center right now, right? Chuck Schumer, Chucky, right? Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren, Maxine Wicked West Waters. that been in politics for eons, her and Nancy Pelosi, the two witches of the West is what we call them. Two witches from the West that do not serve their community. They don't serve the American people. They serve their own pockets with their own greed. And I ask any Democrat that come in this room and tell me that I'm not lying. And if I'm lying, you better be prepared to have the evidence to back it up. Because it's pretty obvious what they've been doing all this time. They don't have a party. They're on life support. And they're about to be RIP, rest in peace. I'm gonna create a meme when I do my next live, how the year that the Democratic Party died, when they started and when they died. I don't think we have to worry about the Democrat Party in a long time. Because again, they have no leadership. Who is going to be a Hakeem Jeffries? Y'all think that he gonna lead the Democrat Party? He ain't doing a great job so far. Who's gonna do it? Jasmine Hood Rat Crockett? Who's gonna do it? Huh? Who is it? Who y'all think? Gavin Knucklehead Newscum? You think he's gonna be capable of doing it? I think not. He's toasted roast either. He destroyed his political campaign with how he jacked up California. You think Gavin Newscum is going to be able to do it? No. You know, what about Tim Knucklehead Waltz? You think he's going to do it out of Minnesota? And Ilhan Omar is on the process of getting deported and deported back to Somalia where she belongs. And I think what I'm recommending, that I think they're in the process of doing this, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to have a change where term limits for people, how long a person can be a senator, as well as anywhere else in the government. And I think that anybody that is has not been born in America, it could be anybody not cannot be in Congress at all. You have to be an American citizen, right? You have to be an American citizen. Can't be from another country, because we've seen what happened with Obama. And that is coming out about that phony birth certificate. And they're going to be talking about that more and more and more. These people have to be vetted and checked very well. I don't think that they should even be a governor, to be honest with you. They shouldn't be allowed nowhere in politics. I'm being really honest. We cannot afford, ladies and gentlemen, to have interlopers to infiltrate America. We have to put stricter guidelines on it. You know, just because I have a child that's born in Japan, do you think that they could ever be a prime minister over there in Japan or whatever, or a president in Japan? Absolutely not. And we need to have the same type of stuff over here in America. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, though, because America is looking out for Americans now. We are no longer policing the world. We are no longer funding the world. And this is what Trump said. It's all about America. We're going to build America back up where everybody will want to come over here. Okay? And like I said, we don't have no problems with you coming over here. We just want you to follow the right pathway of citizenship. We don't want you to jump the line or think that because you have special provisions. No, you will not be offered the taxpayer's dollar. And that's another thing that the Democrats did that pissed a lot of Americans off. I'm still pissed because our taxpayers have been funding illegals in this country to lay up in these rich, nice hotels because they were getting paid to house them there. And they didn't have to work, and they were going out. Who should be really mad about the welfare and the government spending should be from the Democrats, because they were giving all of our taxpayers those set aside incentive programs, WIC, right, EBT, and all this other stuff, government housing and all this stuff. All that went to foreigners. That's not even an American citizen. And this is the Democrat. This is a Democratic policy. And I'm going to stand 10 toes down, and I'm going to triple down on this. Your party, the Democrats, whoever voted for them, have destroyed the American faith in their party. It's a proven fact. I never rock with the Democrats in the first place. But this is the problem, ladies and gentlemen. They have no credibility whatsoever. They lost touch to the American people because they thought that the American people were going to continuously be dumb and stupid until they all voted for Trump. 77 plus million of them, almost damn near 80 million people voted for Trump. So you mean to tell me that everybody is an idiot that voted for Trump? When in actuality, the idiots are the minority group of those damn elites that they back up and support. And they're the ones that's responsible for tearing up this country. That's all I'm saying, though. Let's go on and keep it real, right? Because at least I've been mentioning Trump's policies all the way down from the tariffs that I mentioned earlier, all the stuff that worked well for Trump, worked well for America. We always wanted transparency. We want small government. We want the Constitution back, freedom of speech, Second Amendment gun right, where he opened up that reciprocity gun law where every American could go to any state carrying a gun, where the Democrats stand against it. They frown against it. The Democrats hate the Second Amendment gun rights. That's why you notice in blue states, they want you to have a permit where the Constitution said you are allowed to own a gun. The Democrats hate freedom of speech. Remember, the Constitution said that we have freedom of speech. They want to limit. They see with the Democrats, they want to give us privileges. Under the MAGA Republicans, they want to keep reminding us that we have rights. That's the difference between the left and the right. You can't. The stuff I'm saying is actually correct. 1000 RR says, watch out for those rhinos as well. I mentioned about the Uniparty, but I appreciate it. The rhinos has been destroyed, though, 1000 RR. Mitch McConnell was out of there. And anybody else, I think the ones like John McCain in Arizona, Jeb Bush, the Bushes are pretty much gone, even though they still wield power in those states. But I think because they're exposed, those rhino Republicans are gone. I've been talking about the MAGA Republicans versus the rhinos. The MAGA drove those bastards out. They don't really wield no power no more, not political power like they used to. So they've been found out. They've been smoked out. We ain't worried about the rhinos no more. We got rid of majority of those rhinos, and anybody else that pop up. Nikki Haley head popped up. Guess what? Whack-a-mole. We whacked her upside the head and knocked her down. Liv Cheney, we've been exposed her. She don't hold no power no more. You know what I'm saying? Who else? You know what I'm saying? Because anybody else that's a rhino, know they can get it. You know what I'm saying? They don't hold no power either. They just as pathetic. You know what I call them? They just only Republican by name, but they're liberal by action. And you're right though, 1000 RR. They were the problem too. The Uniparty was the problem. John McCain, George Bush Jr., when they had that debate back in 2000, it was a silly debate. The whole thing was set up. And plus they're first cousins as well. It's all set up. It's all WWE. And you're right. It's the rhino Republicans, right, as well as these old low-down Democrats. One and the same. One and the same. Now that their asses is exposed, we have kicked them out. We have pushed a lot of rhinos. We got a couple more up in there that we're going to get out of the Senate. You know, we're going to get it because they're exposed. They're exposed. We are impeaching them and getting rid of them, firing them, getting rid of them, getting rid of these rhinos out of there. We're going to run every rhino out of power, get them on out of there, get them back over there on the left where they belong anyway. You know, they are all exposed now. They're exposed. 1000 RR. For real, for real. Appreciate you coming joining on, man. Yeah, it's been real cool, man. I got my voice back for the most part of it. Cough here and there. But yeah, I've been taking my stuff, getting rid of this bronchitis crap stuff, man. Sound like my old self again. My beautiful voice, old self again, 1000 RR. But I appreciate you rocking with me, man, and things. But yeah, it's been a laid back day. I was showing people earlier they had this woman out there protesting in front of Tesla and everything. And she was only one person out there. Yesterday, I think they had about 4 or 6 people out there protesting in front of Tesla, in front of Elon Musk's spot. And the thing about it is, thank you for the like, I appreciate it. And the thing about it is simply this. Like I said earlier, though, nobody cares. They're protesting against Doge and what she said, Muskrat. It was just funny with the sign that she had out there. She called Elon Muskrat and all this other stuff. See, I think the only people online, see, with the angry Democrats, trolls and so forth, they're just on the internet. They're not really out here where the real people are anymore. They're just on the internet. And the little group that they have is really nothing to be concerned with. We won, they lost. They don't have a party no more. The party is on life support. And I don't believe that I mean everybody know that they won't make it in 2008 the way they running right now with this nonsense. They have no policies. Their policies is to dismantle everything Trump is doing. They're for big government. They're for taxes, the IRS. They don't like the stimulus check with the 5,000. They want to have access to the slush funds. They want the NGO, and actually they want more. They want more control, right? They want to silence freedom of speech, right? They want to restrict the movement of Americans, right? They want to come up with another, what's it, the chicken, what is it, the chicken virus or whatever they want to call it, chicken flu or whatever they call this crap. 1000 RR says, I told you that I'm a Musk fanboy. I know you are. I'm glad that you're feeling better. Thank you so much, 1000 RR. Yeah, I'm a fanboy of Elon too, man. This guy here, self-made billionaire, man. One of the smartest men on the planet that created Starlink, Tesla. Those rockets can come up and come down on the launch pad, man. It's amazing to me, man. Talking about sending a man to the moon, and also NASA and the government have to rely on Elon to save those astronauts in space, the astronauts, right? That they got to rely on Elon. Elon is the only one that can save them, man, up there in space. Biden had every opportunity. We know Biden ain't running nothing, by the way, but I still got to mention his name. Obama, Joe Biden, and all the rest of them, right? Behind Obama, because Obama wasn't running. I mean, I'm sorry, Biden wasn't running nothing. But they forgot about the people up there, which is the astronauts. They haven't forgot because Elon is working. He got to do that, do Doge. So he's all over the place. Elon is all over the place. He got to send a rocket up there to rescue the astronauts. The same people that's talking about Elon is evil. If he was so evil, then he would have left the astronauts up there in space. He would say, "The hell with it. The hell with." I mean, the stuff that they say 1000 RR. People, we know that people with common sense are not buying this crap. The Democrats are done. You already know, man. It's good that you are a fanboy of Elon, and I am too. I have no problem with Elon whatsoever. The moves that Elon is making, I mean, it's amazing, man, how he was able to crack that code and now he has access to where the money is actually going everywhere. He can see everything. He said he sees the corruption on the highest level. He sees everything, ladies and gentlemen. Elon see Oz. You may as well say the great Oz. I see everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And they can't stand it. Their party is done. They may as well just give up now. They're gonna go out. They want to go down fighting though. They're gonna go down fighting. And then I talked about that Epstein client list earlier, with the flight logs, who's been on there, the list, the sex tapes, all the rest of the stuff. That connected to Diddy. Yeah, man, they don't have a leg to stand on, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the people that speak the loudest against Trump, we pretty much know that they were pretty much on that damn island, on that Lolita jet, going over there to Epstein Island and everything like that. Yeah, this is what we've been financing, man. They've been stealing taxpayers' money. Like I said before, this is what the Dems, this is what the Uniparty, Rhino Republicans and Democrats. Thanks for reminding me, 1000 RR. Yep, got to put some balance on both. The Rhino Republicans, name only, but they're liberal because they're still liberal. They have infiltrated the Republican Party. And instead of talking about they switched, no, they infiltrated the Republican Party and they pushed the real Republicans out. That's what ended up happening. The party got taken over by rhinos. That's what happened. Name only, but tell me why all their policies are still liberal. We didn't gain a whole lot with Bush. We didn't gain a whole lot with Bushes. We didn't gain, besides Bush, who else that was a rhino Republican? Because we could go back to